Minnesota Vikings need to start pinching pennies for the 2021 upcoming cap crunch. And a good way to do that is start leveraging their veteran players with non-guaranteed deals for pay cuts. Now, it is what it is, right? So case in point, left tackle Riley Reiff. So Riley Reiff is due to make a $10.9 million base salary this season, counting $13.2 million against the cap, which includes his base salary, his $2.2 million prorated signing bonus, as well as a $100K workout bonus, which workout bonuses are weird this season because there's no OTAs to go to. It's like, all right, so you just tuned into the Zoom chat, you didn't fall asleep, here's 100 dimes. But none of his base salary, like we said, this season is guaranteed, or next season, his final year of his 5-year deal that he signed back in the day. So the Vikings do have a ton of leverage in this situation, and Reiff can be like, hey, Spielman, baby, I got your money, don't you worry. He should. So here's what the Vikings should do. Approach Riley Reiff with a pay cut or a cut. Now, a little bit extreme. I don't think the Vikings necessarily would cut Riley Reiff, but even if he thinks you're bluffing, I think he would agree to it because right before the season, and I'm not talking about now even, I'm like talking about 2 weeks, like on the eve of 53-man cuts. So approach him with the idea of, hey, we'll tear up the final 2 years of your contract, sell it to him as a, hey, you can hit free agency, cash in one more time, 32 years of age next offseason. So approach him with a, hey, we're going to reduce your $10.9 million base salary down to $6.9 million, which is nice for ease of math. So $4 million freed up against the cap this season. His cap hit would now be 9.2 this year and 2.2 million dead next year. And again, the prorated signing bonus. And also, like we said, he doesn't even have to think that the Vikings are bluffing. Like, even if he thinks that they are, I'd be like, all right, I understand. I get it. So, again, on the eve of 53-man cuts, so next Saturday, and just be like, hey, you know what? Take the $4 million pay cut, or we will cut you. We will start Ezra Cleveland, and deuces. We wish you well. It's been real. It's been fun. It hasn't been real fun. Yeah. So, if you're in Riley Reiff's shoes, I understand, like a drop from 10.9 to 6.9, it's a big deal. But teams already have the rosters nearly set. Cap is already spent. Riley Reiff is not such a hot commodity that he could waltz in week 1 on 3 days of practice and start for another team. And also that week 1 bid is important because if you're signed and on a 53-man roster to begin the season, your salary for that year is fully guaranteed. Right, but if you're signed after that, a team's gonna go week to week, go full track phone on the B. Right, so I'm also not sure that on short notice, because this would basically come out of nowhere, that Riley Reiff in free agency could scare up more than $7 million per year. I don't know if that's possible. Right, so if you're in Reiff's shoes, like even if you think that Spielman's bluffing in this spot, you'd be like, all right, I get it. I don't have to move. My kids don't have to change schools. I'll make a little bit less this year, but also it's probably more than I could get on the open market at this time, as well as it's guaranteed for the full season. I know this offense. I know this locker room. It sucks, but well played. I accept this. And also, the Vikings have done this before. So 2016, longtime awesome center John Sullivan, they did this to him, a little bit dirty, again, right before the start of the season. He was cut, ended up signing with Washington, had a forgettable year, but then had 2 nice seasons with the Rams. So maybe he wasn't done yet. Then 2017, they did again. So they had failed free agent left guard Alex Boone right on the cusp of the season 2017. They're like, take a pay cut, we're going to cut you. And he's like, no, and then they cut him. And then he's basically been out of football ever since. But in both of those cases, the Vikings did have a viable replacement. John Sullivan was replaced by Joe Berger, who you can make a good case has been the Vikings' best offensive lineman for the past decade, as well as Alex Boone. They had Nick Easton, who's ready to go. And then with Riley Reiff, of course, it's right friggin' there. You got Ezra Cleveland. He's going to be the left tackle of the future. He may be starting as soon as next year, or at minimum next year. Maybe he'll get in a little bit this year. So he's right there. As well as the specter of potentially moving Reiff to guard. You're not going to pay Reiff $11 million a year to play some guard. Like, you could treat it as a sunk cost, but no. Like, if you can scrape together some cap space and just on principle, do it. And also, again, it's not so much that his contract is being out of whack. He is the 15th highest paid left tackle in the league right now in terms of average, which is fitting because he is pretty average. But the Vikings do have insane leverage in this spot. You have an older player on a non-guaranteed deal. Spielman has flexed like this before, specifically on offensive linemen. So we'll see. It is really dirty, but I get it. And I think that it makes a lot of sense for the team. I think Riley Reiff will understand. And then the Vikings can free up a little bit more cap. Potentially use that to trade for Yannick Ngakoue or extend Alvin Cook. Lots of things available. All right. So your thoughts. Riley Reiff should take a pay cut before the season. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work? Pull us on the Venmo. But until next time, Skull, production value.